You a communist?
Absolutely.
Quote, I'm going to quote what you said, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
Yeah.
And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally.
Yes!
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have $30. I think they can have $3.
Yes! That's awesome!
Donnie understands. We're all plagued by choice paralysis and he wants to cure Americans of this horrendous disease. Less consumerism is good because we all have too much stuff. Donnie also wants to make these $3 in. And if you can't afford the new high-quality American-made dollies for your spawn, then maybe Donnie should regulate how many kids you can squeeze out your greasy...
No word!
But you don't need to have, as I said, $35. You can have 2, 3, 4.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
When you say they could have $3 instead of $30, are you saying
they don't need
Americans
$30.
could see empty store shelves?
Why can't this libtard wrap her head around this very simple concept of a plan? The shelves will be more than full with limited choice, and this is great for kids' mental health because they won't have to stress about which dolly or video game to get, because with only 3 choices they can have them all.
Excellent.
I applaud Donnie's effort to alleviate the choice paralysis disease from America.
They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
I love this guy.
Woke libtard arts indoctrination centres brainwash kids to think they need softer pencils for shading.
You fools of little faith!
If you can't create a masterpiece with 1 pencil, then you're not a true artist.
Waste money on a trade deficit with China for things we don't need, for junk that we don't need.
Damn right, Donnie. Who needs pots and pans, Bibles, clothes and electronics? Donnie wants to make products in America, and there's literally no price too high to ensure no un-American hands touch the products that Donnie permits me to buy. Is what I'd be proud to say if I was an American.
Some laughs, some doubt in the room. People are going, we're kind of with you theoretically. We understand this is some kind of satire of something, but...
I'm just saying they don't need to have $30.
Communist.
Comrade Kamala Harris. She's promising communist price controls. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
Communist.
I use that term because you know what that term means, right? Communist. But we're talking about the iPhone now, and, you know, the iPhone, if they're going to sell it in America, I want it to be built in the United States.
iPhone 16 Pro could increase 25% based on labor costs alone. A Yankee-made iPhone 16 Pro Max could increase in price by 91% thanks to tariffs and increased labor costs.
I always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary.
How much would an iPhone cost if Apple were forced to make it in America? $30,000 to $100,000 range.
Slam, Picard.